Coming up on the Relebogile Mabotja podcast, Palesa is in the building from Married at First Sight Mzansi Season 2. She shares with us what marriage was like the first time and shares with us her relationship with love. But more importantly, why did she eat the last lemon cream? Stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Relebogile Mabotja podcast. We chat to interesting people about interesting things. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be the first to find out when an episode and other content on the channel is available to you. Now, also, make sure you comment down below and tell us who you want to see on the show. We, as a team, decided to extend an invite to all of the Married at First Sight Mzansi Season 2 cast members. Some chose to accept and some chose to not. But somebody who chose to come, Palesa Mphaki. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm well. I'm blessed.
Good.
How are you?
I am good. Your dress is giving island vibes, which I'm also feeling like December is loading. Are you feeling like you're in your relaxed era?
I feel like I'm in my relaxed era. I feel like I'm very content and very centered, as opposed to the first half of the year.
Yes.
I think I just want to bask in this moment more than anything. Yeah.
Yes. In terms of the younger version of you, what was little Palesa like?
Little Palesa was very feisty. Little Palesa was always asking why.
Yes.
Okay, and then you give an answer and she says why. Little Palesa was a bookworm. And it wasn't very popular and very common for a typical girl that grew up in Soweto, Mabotja to be exact. I went to school in Mabotja in Soweto. I stayed there, everything I did there, 90% of my childhood. So it wasn't very common, but I did it. I remember in preschool, not preschool, primary. It's primary, right? Yeah. I had one best friend. So when she was not at school, I would literally have no one to play with.
Yes.
So I'd always go to the library.
And read.
Yeah.
Were you a fiction or a non-fiction girl?
A bit of both.
Yes.
Yeah, a bit of both. But more than anything, I would read anything, even at home. Even at home, I would just grab a magazine, grab an article, grab anything. Even if it's a torn piece of a newspaper, I would just read it and just gain something. Because I felt like reading just took me to a place where was just unfamiliar. It made me dream. It allowed my mind to expand. So yeah, that's basically it.
In terms of home life, who was at home and what was that like for you?
Home was very warm. Yeah, I am the fifth born out of 6 kids. My parents were very much present. They still are to this day. Yes, they have moved now to Lesotho full time. So I have to drive 5 hours to see them with my son. But for the duration that I was in school, and they were also here, home was very warm. It was a lot of us, right? 6 children, 2 parents and 2 adopted kids. Yes, 2 adopted relatives though, still family, but now they stay with us full time. So it was very warm, it was very noisy. There was never silence in the house unless you're the first one to get there after school. Yeah.
So you obviously are very good at sharing.
Yeah, I had to learn how to share. I had to learn how to share. I had to learn not to always want to be number one sometimes, or be second best sometimes, or third best, and just accept it and embrace it.
With school, what was that experience like for you? The whole, for some kids, all they remember about school is bullying, or others it's like, oh no, I was an A student, I was in my prime. What was the experience like for you?
I think I dabbled between being an A and a B student. Yeah, especially in high school. Primary, I was always an A student.
Yes.
I've always been a top achiever, man. Like, I've always wanted to be number one. If I'm number two, then I ask myself, but life has taught me to embrace being number two sometimes. Sometimes you don't need all that pressure. You don't always need to be number one. The fact that you are content inside, like in your heart and in the space that you're at, you can be one level down, but you can still be content and be much happier than the one who's actually at the number one spot. Because the number one spot comes with a lot. It comes with pressure. It comes with expectations. You're somebody's role model. That can also take away the ability to just be human. You know, you can't err, you can't make mistakes, you can't, because somebody's looking up to you. You are perfect, you know? So that life has taught me to embrace being number two sometimes.
Do you think you were hard on yourself as a kid, being this A student? Do you think you pressurized yourself a lot?
I pressurized myself. I pressurized myself because at some point, in a home where there are a lot of kids, there's bound to be a golden child.
Yes.
And there's bound to be a scapegoat. And the scapegoat will always feel like you are not appreciated by virtue of you just existing. You have to show me something, deliver something so that you can
perform.
Exactly. So that can switch your mind a bit and standardize things and set a foundation and the precedence for you to just always excel. And I think that's where my ambition comes from. Me wanting to make money, me being ambitious, me wanting to travel the world, me wanting to achieve all of my goals and my aspirations. It comes from that. And I only found out through therapy. That actually that's where it comes from. Because people would ask me, Palesa, why are you so driven? Why are you so passionate? Why are you going after everything? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I couldn't answer that. I'll be like, that's just how I am. But I learned through therapy that it actually stems from somewhere. It stems from your childhood. I had no idea that childhood can actually set the precedence for the rest of your life. Your environment can literally set the precedence for the rest of your life. And something that you would hate and think that maybe is a curse whilst you're a child can actually be a blessing. It can catapult you. That can actually be that thing that, you know, money can't even buy. That drive. You know, there are people that have it all in this life, but they can't just bring themselves up to wake up and actually do one task. You have it in you. It's part of your factory settings.
Yes.
It was given to you. Yes, it was difficult when it was installed in you, but it's doing wonders for you. So with that being said, I have learned to embrace everything, good or bad, because it does something to you somehow.
Were you a child in the home? Because I mean, I can't imagine that many children in a household with now knowing as a parent, I'm struggling to give my one child all the attention, that you would be given all the attention that you probably felt you needed, and in whatever specific way a Palesa would need it. But do you look back and think, or look back at yourself as a child and think, sure, I could have done with a bit more love, I could have done with a bit more words of affirmation, I could have done with more hugs and more like just positive enforcement?
I think I could have done with a bit more attention and a bit more love. But then again, there were so many of us. The attention had to be divided amongst everybody. You know, maybe if it was two of us. But then again, I wonder how it would have turned out to be. I don't think I would have been this Palesa. I would have been a different version of Palesa. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have, but I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't take away anything. Times when I felt neglected, times when I felt like, oh, okay, I am not the center of attention. Okay, I got 80% and nobody's clapping. All right, on to the next, you know.
Yeah.
But childhood was very amazing. Childhood was very amazing in that busy home. Now that I only have my son, I embrace the fact that I had so many siblings growing up. And attention right now, it's really not, it's a non-factor, right? It's a non-factor, but at that point in time as a child, there was that void because there was so many of us.
in terms of your relationship with your dad, I mean, I think about us as women, a lot of our choices when we start dating, our outlook on the world is based on whatever that relationship felt like to you and your experience of that relationship. When you look back, do you feel or can you see the connections between your choices and your relationship with dad?
Yeah. I think my dad is still alive, by the way, and I love him so much. What happened. The things that he did, I mean, I've made mistakes with my son. So I understand where his mistakes could have come from. Maybe it came from him not dealing with his own issues. I mean, being married is not easy. He was married to my mom and he's still married to my mom. I don't know what kind of challenges they had when I came into this earth. I always say this, that we can be born from the same parents, but we don't get to experience the same version. You can get the newlywed Relebogile, and I get the, oh, I'm tired, I'm so over this, I'm just pushing marriage.
Or you get the, we're so broke right now, and the other one got the, we're in our moneyed era parents.
Thank you. So I think my dad, and I also learned this through therapy, that I took breadcrumbs at some point, because I feel like with my dad I also took breadcrumbs, and it somehow it became part of my factory settings, like I said, that it's normal. I think my brain normalized it, which was wrong, right? Because when I look at my past relationships, I feel like I'm naturally not a person that gives up when it's hard.
Yes.
I give up when it gets disrespectful. I give up when it gets too toxic. I give up when there's just no respect at all.
Yeah.
So with my dad, with the little that I was getting from him, I never gave up. To this day, I'm still running after him. So you can just imagine the type of relationships I've had. Yes. So when I say I've been with this person for 9 years, don't think it was 9 years of love. It was 9 years of probably chasing whilst together, probably settling, probably accepting things that a person who knows what love is wouldn't accept. Yeah.
When you say these things that you've realized through therapy, is the stuff that you started learning because of the show, or it's inner work you were doing prior?
Prior to the show, I had a very consistent relationship with my therapist. And then during the show, it intensified. And also post-shooting, it also intensified because I saw some cracks. And I made mistakes publicly, and I learned my lessons publicly. So, and it also made me comfortable with learning and making mistakes. I always say this, I'll never write myself off. I don't care what I do. I will never ever write myself off. So I'm well aware. I mean, social media was buzzing. My friends were calling, my colleagues were calling, family was calling. But I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I always have to come back to self. I always have to come back to Palesa and not to go anywhere else. Because if I go anywhere else, I'll be lost. Yes. And who stands to benefit when a woman is lost? I'll say woman because I'm all for women empowerment. The enemy gets to benefit because you end up acting out of character.
Yeah.
You end up doing things that you wouldn't normally do just because you're trying to fill that void. So now I've been everywhere in the world. I've never been to Palesa. Right now I am going to Palesa, and I'm very unapologetic about it.
You mentioned the 9 year.
Yeah.
Is this your previous relationship that also became a marriage?
Yes.
So how did that all happen? Is it somebody you knew for a long time? Is it somebody that you're like, okay, I'm head over heels in love? That, because even when you describe the 9 years, and I'm sure you've played the video in your mind over and over again to be like, where did it go wrong, or where should it have not have started, if that's what you believed to begin with?
We were young. I don't think we knew what we were doing. We met at an office park. We were working at the same office park. I think we were very young. We were both in our early 20s, and we just decided to get married because we were Christians and we don't want to do the deed whilst we're not, you know what I mean?
Oh my
So we got married
gosh.
quickly, within 3 months.
Oh, hold up. I have to ask this. Okay. Because I think we don't speak about it as often, that certain, I'm not going to say all, certain church communities, obviously there is a expectation that by a certain age a woman should, and then of course there's the part, like as you mentioned, the waiting for marriage and wanting to do things the right way, the honorable way. And even with all of that, you'll find couples who now date and then they like very quickly get married. I mean, a lot of the time when I'm like, how you met here and now, okay, is it church? Did you meet in church? That's the whole way. So I'm like,
you always reference it to that.
Yes. Was there ever a part of you prior to getting married that was like, am I making the right, like, did you have those conversations with your, or you were like?
It was, listen, my church advocated for get married whilst you're still young. The wife of the youth, of your youth, husband of your youth, enjoy marriage while you're still young. That's what my church advocated for. And I was an usher. So I was part of leadership in a way. And he was a pastor. So
at his church.
At his church. We went to two different churches in Soweto. I went to the Freeway Tabernacle and he went somewhere else. I can't remember. But when we thinking, but I don't want to make this thing about him.
No, don't. Look, here's the thing. Even if you don't want to make something about whoever, it forms a part of your journey.
My journey, my story.
Yes, it's a part of your story, and it does. I know sometimes people think like, yeah, you're still in love. Why are you talking about? No, you can still talk about things you've healed from and move from. It is a part of your story.
Yes, 100%. So yeah, and then a few months later, we decided to do it, and we stuck it out for 9 years.
What was the moment, and I think it's important, especially for young men and ladies watching, that you said, I corner. That moment where you're like, you? And did you tell someone? Because I sometimes feel like people are afraid to phone a person and say, listen, I'm having these feelings, like maybe I made a mistake. Like, did that ever happen?
It happened. That's why we took, I think, 4 years before we had our son, Tendo, When I found out that I was pregnant, that was when I was ready to check out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
But no one knew, because life has taught me that most of the people that you think actually care, they actually don't. Do your thing. Your deepest feeling will always be your highest truth. So my deepest feeling was, I don't want this. I'm not feeling this. I tried everything. I thought about it when I was sober. I thought about it when I'm drunk. I thought about it when I'm
I love you saying that. If sober and drunk, I go back.
You get me? So I was like, okay, but now what's going to happen? Because he has this bundle of joy. And he was over the moon. And I did not want to raise the child alone, so I stuck it out.
And that's a fair thing.
Yeah, I was in a very loveless marriage for 5 years. I knew very well that there was nothing left in me. There was no spark of hope at all.
Were you ever in love with him?
Yes, in the beginning, yes. But then life happened, and but now we're co-parenting. We have a healthy relationship now. We're not besties. I don't believe in that, being best friends with your ex or whatever. But if there's a need for us to talk, we will definitely talk. But most of the things, I just want to man the ship, and I'm the primary caregiver at the end of the day. So I'll make the decisions. If I need him to jump in, he will.
What happened to premarital counseling? Because we already know when it comes to especially individuals who go to church and decide, okay, let's do this thing. Did you guys go through premarital counseling?
Yes, we did at my church. At the Freeway Tabernacle, we went there. It was Pastor Krish, I remember. And we did that, and after that, yeah, it was just smooth sailing thereafter. The first 2 years they were okay, they were amazing. We were traveling the world. It was good, it was nice. But yeah.
When the honeymoon phase died, basically,
yeah,
is when reality hit.
Yeah.
What was the final straw that you said, I can't, I'm done, we need to end this?
I don't know what happened, to be honest. I wish I could pinpoint, just like I can pinpoint now where my ambition comes from.
Yeah.
But to this day, I really don't know. I think what reaffirmed it was when I actually fell in love after my marriage. Then I realized that no, here, there was no love. Because I wasn't doing these things. I wasn't being of service to this person like this. Yeah.
Was there anything that you look back at and say, I probably should have walked away when this happened?
I probably should have walked away year 1, to be honest, or year 2. But when you grow up in church, I don't know how to explain it, but when you grow up in, the pressure is a lot. You know, you want to be kept, you want to belong. That's why women would end up taking care of their men, because they just want to have a family. So all those dynamics, they came into play because 9 years, sometimes, you know, COVID happens.
Yes.
Certain things happen. Sometimes it's out of a job and you have to jump in. All of those things happened and I stayed. I genuinely stayed because, maybe because of my dad. I don't know. I don't want to blame him though. But I just want to say, like, the foundation was laid for me to love the person that clearly shows me that, yeah.
And I think it's so important that the conversations are had because I think many people are sitting in loveless marriages.
Yes.
And then when they say, these two have been married 50 years, and then it's like, woo, but nobody's asked umama or the ntate, like, are these 50 years of joy or are they 50 years of frustration?
Mix masala. But they'll only talk about the joys. That's the thing. That's what I sort of like don't like or I don't appreciate about elders. They will only tell you about the good times, but not all of them will tell you about the bad times. So when you get married, you expect to have a perfect marriage. You want your marriage to be perfect. You don't understand that it's normal for you guys to fight. It's normal for you to wake up in the morning and you feel like, oh, I don't want this person.
Yeah.
And at night you feel like, oh, I love him. It's very much normal. Those are the things that our elders don't tell us about.
Maybe, I think they don't tell because they themselves haven't figured out, and then what? Because if they say, nyala unyele, so you're going to say, okay, and then they say, sometimes your husband will this, even when he breathes, you're going to be like, he's breathing
too much.
You must stop breathing, you know that feeling. But then you're going to say, so what do I do? They also don't know.
They also don't know. And that's the thing. That's the funny part about being with someone. You can never, ever get to a point where you're like, I figured out this person. If he's like this, I'll do this. Person will always surprise you. I feel like we grow every day. You know, every minute we grow. Even as soon as I leave your studios, I have grown.
Yeah.
You know, we grow all the time. And with that being said, our partners also grow. So the version that you knew 10 years later, 15 years, that's a decade and a half. A person has grown. So you must learn who they are in their 40s now. Who they are in their 30s, who they were in their 20s. It's like each and every day or each and every decade or half a decade, you get to see a different version of this person, and you have to start from scratch to know and understand this person. That's why I understand couples that say we grew apart.
Yes.
Because we're always growing.
Yeah, and it's true.
Yeah.
Like when you actually went and now had to tell people, how were you treated at church and with the family? Was it with support, or did you at all become ostracized? Because I do think society is harder on divorced women than on divorced men.
I stayed away from church, if I have to be honest.
Really?
I stayed away from church. I stayed away from people. I did not want anybody asking me. I just lived my life and did things that made me happy. I traveled with friends all around the world. Traveling makes me happy. It really does. I just wanted, I think I was running away from dealing with it because then I was not going for therapy.
I was literally about to ask, ma'am.
I wasn't.
Whatever country you're in or whatever stamp is in your passport, were you not still feeling whatever the disappointment, the frustration, the pain, the grief?
Yes. And that's when I learned to embrace staying in the moment and feeling all the emotions. Because me running away from being alone, because I never wanted to be alone. I'd always be out and about. If I would keep myself busy so that I don't have to, it doesn't have to be me and my thoughts and my regrets and my disappointments and, oh, I should have done this. I avoided all of that and I shouldn't have. But then again, like I said, that's how we learn. You must avoid so that the day you face this thing, you learn what not to avoid ever again. Be in this moment. Go through those comments. Feel it so that you don't repeat that thing again.
You fell in love again after being married. Did you even think it was possible?
I didn't.
Because there are people who are like, never, I will never. I
You know, I think that relationship taught me that, you know, shows like Kumbule Kaya, right?
Yes.
You have that void where it doesn't matter whether your mother is a drunkard or your mother is homeless, you want your mother, right? Doesn't matter what state your father is in, how mutola, but you want your father. But with me, I felt I discovered another void, that of a partner. No man is an island. And that relationship taught me that love is amazing, love is beautiful, especially when it's soft, it's nurtured, it's kind, and it's handled with care. And that's when I made a youth, because after that I was like, I'm not getting married again. No, girl, I am not. But that relationship, I kid you not, I wish you could see my heart right now. I discovered, it was my aha moment, because I was like, you know what, actually, love is beautiful. That's when I started my business, Dose of Petals, which is a business that celebrates love. I curate specific, intimate moments for couples, romantic setups, hotel setups, engagements, whatever. It was centered around love whilst I was going through a separation. That's what I was feeding from to this day. I'm one person that would start something and then leave it. Start something, do it for 6 months and I get bored. But this right here has been my
consistent.
Yes, it's been consistent. And it's been growing. And this year, darling, it's amazing.
So
amazing.
That next relationship, what was it like starting to date, especially now being a single mom at the time and a divorcee? There are many women who don't see that as empowering. Society sometimes see that as, don't go there, men won't want you.
It was, the one thing that I did was to protect my son. That's the first thing that I told myself I'm going to do. I don't want my son meeting different men or, you know, getting confused. So the one,
everybody get uncle baby, uncle babe.
Exactly.
Uncle's bunny.
Exactly. And my son is very loving, you know, like he's very welcoming. So I didn't want to send the wrong message and also didn't want to confuse him. So I kept everybody at bay. And but when almost got married, almost like families met, but it didn't materialize for reasons known by him and myself.
Is there something you would have changed or done differently?
No. If a person shows you who they are, you need to believe them.
Wena Maya Angelo. Maya man. Yo. Okay, and I hear you on that, and I think the other part of that is people are also afraid of turning around and changing their mind when they're getting close to, especially because families are involved.
Exactly.
Did you struggle to say, sorry guys, we're not doing this?
No, I didn't. Weird enough, I didn't. And it wasn't because of therapy or anything. It was because of life lessons. Because I realized that each to their own. People do what they want to do when they want to do what they want to do. So Luena, do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, you have to pick up the pieces. You can't make a decision based on how other people feel, because at the end of the day, you have to live with that decision. So I made my own decision and I said, tada, this is my decision. Yes, they were disappointed, hence at my wedding, married at first sight, not all of them were there. Because it was like, okay, wena, udlala ka magadi, udlala ka lenyalo, wabona? So it was, especially if I'm saying to a stranger this time, the one that you knew, you let go of. After the families met, now you want to go marry a stranger and we must support our girl.
What a sign. Let not be like, oh, ring na. So how did you explain? You said, okay, guys, this is the situation. I
kid you not. So that's how it all spiraled out.
How did you find out about the show casting? Did a friend say, show me, I think you must go, or you saw it and said, I think I should go for it?
A friend of mine did say that, you know what, ballet, because I did a presenting course back in the days, SABC, yes, back in the days, but I went for voiceover trainings and voice trainings and everything else, but I never did anything about it. And she said, no, but you've always wanted to be on TV. And I said, no, that was then. I was a child. We were young. We all wanted to be on TV when we were young. You know, we all wanted to be the Kalis and the Salais, Yo TV. But no, this is different. This is marriage. And she was like, no, do it. I believe you.
So your friend had that belief in you?
My friend had that belief in me. And she said, you know what, you can do it. Go for it.
Were you actively looking for love at the time?
I was actively looking for love, and I was actually talking to someone, talking stage, but it didn't look promising. It just looked like vibes at that point in time. So as soon as I sent that application, I stopped talking to my then person.
Hey, you know, young people, but a talking stage. Isn't that dating like?
Yeah, there's stages to dating.
Okay.
You know, you can't just start and be serious.
Yes.
Yeah. A person must prove themselves. I think that's what is different from MOFs. Because with MOFs, you marry and then you date in a way after. You get to know that person. But with the other side of the world, the real world, that's not how it happens. Yeah.
I'm so curious about when they asked you, because I'm almost sure, I stand to be corrected, that what you asked for back then and what you would ask for today are not exactly the same.
Back then when?
When you were entering the show.
Yes, and what I got.
No, what you asked for back then.
Yes.
And if you were to write, if I were to say what is the man you're looking for, if it would be the same list.
It would be the same list, because I got the opposite. Yes.
Exactly the same list.
It would be exactly the same. Kindness is the highest of the prerequisites. Kindness. That's, I emphasize on kindness. Number 2, confidence. And I didn't get these two quality. I didn't see these two qualities in the person I was paired with.
Why do you feel that there was no confidence? Because in the beginning, what was expressed from Tsepo, it was this confident, articulate man. It seemed like even at some point, Kenana advisor, the gents, you know, why do you say that it's not confidence, or what you experienced wasn't confidence?
It's not confidence, it was a mask. Yeah, it's what, you know, if you want to be someone, let's say if I want to be Maya Angelou, I will end up talking like Maya Angelou and pretending to be, but I'm not Maya Angelou. So when the mask falls or when the curtains close, I go back to being Palesa. So people can't pretend forever.
Yeah.
People generally can't pretend forever. Zero confidence there. Absolutely zero confidence, because if you are a confident person, you wouldn't want to pull another person down. It was a matter of him wanting to break me in order to build himself. Hence I said no confidence at all. Yeah.
So when you walked down, before the watch, when you walked down the aisle,
Yeah.
you said kindness, confidence. What else was on that list?
Kindness, confidence, family orientated. Yes. And ambitious.
Ambitious.
And ambition was not there.
As well.
Yeah.
What about family orientated?
No.
So do you feel you got zero of what you asked for?
But the third one, I beg to differ because I don't know him in that setup. I wouldn't know. I don't think I got enough time to see if this person is family orientated or not. But you can just tell, you don't need a child in order for you to want to do things with your partner or be in a family setup in order. You can see a person who's, there's this weird saying that says a husband is a husband before a husband can actually be a husband.
I get what you mean.
He's
already ready.
You ready
before he does the formal thing.
Exactly.
Already now
100%.
Okay, I've never heard that before, but it makes sense.
So weird. It does, hey? But
a husband is a husband before he becomes a husband.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna ponder. Is a wife before she becomes a wife?
Yeah, boo.
Okay, get both ways.
Goes both ways.
Do you think he got what he asked for?
I don't think he knows what he wants, to be honest. When I look at the women who reached out to me, they are different. Habatwan, you can't put them in the same category. They're very different. And all of them that reached out to me, they empaths. But the one that broke my heart, Shayman, this lady, there was an incident that trended when we did the Kotiza weekend, when there was a staged voice note and everything else. But it turns out it wasn't the first time it happened. It happened even before Married at First Sight, outside of television, in his own real life.
So are you talking about, just to bring everybody in the loop, the part where you were getting ready to go meet Tepo's family, including his mother, and then he played the voice note of the mother saying, and also the fact that at the, we had a discussion about it at the reunion as well, where he shared that, but you knew you weren't going anyways.
And I didn't.
Okay, so are you saying that this whole thing of, we're doing this thing, but actually my mom says no. It's been done before.
Yes, but this time when so this lady used to stay in the vow, stays in the vow, and they set a date that lobola is going to happen on Saturday. Come Saturday, uncles and family drives from all corners of the world. They come to facilitate Mahad, and hijacking was. Allegedly, he said he was hijacked. Yeah, he said he was hijacked. They stole his money. They took the money. They took everything. When the lady investigated, there was none of that.
So there wasn't even a postponement to say, let's do this next weekend?
No.
Phew. Okay. In terms of some of the things that happened during the show, when you watched yourself on television, and again, we know what you saw on television was only just a portion of the experience. There's only so many minutes for television.
Yeah.
How did you feel watching yourself?
I went through all sorts of emotions when I watched myself. Sometimes I cringed. Sometimes I was happy. Sometimes I was like, oh, I didn't know I speak that well. Sometimes I was like, there was no need for me to say that. Honestly.
Like, give me a moment that you felt like, I cringed when I saw myself do or say this.
I cringed when I watched the recommitment episode. I watched it so many times to a point where I stopped cringing and I accepted it that it is what it is. It happened.
What made you cringe?
I cringed because it takes me a long time to get there. It really does. And also me being cognizant of so many factors and how it can have a ripple effect to so many facets of my life. It made me, I grew. I grew because now given an opportunity to do it again, there's so much that I will consider, and I'll make an informed decision based on the 5 most important people in my life. How will my son feel? How will this person feel? How will it affect my business? How will it affect my reputation? How will it affect this? So I did, but I guess maybe it had to take that in order for me to learn and understand the seriousness, because sometimes, it's TV, but for you it's not that deep. But the minute you go through the lesson, the minute you make your own mistakes publicly, you will learn, definitely, and you won't repeat them again.
What would you have done or said differently at the
I should have just walked away.
Ceremony? Yeah.
I should have just walked away, to be honest.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no need for all of that. But I will say this again, I will never write myself off. I have learned. I sat down. How I talk to myself is that I write myself a letter. That's how I best express myself. Always write myself a letter, and I'll put it in a jar.
Were you triggered by Tepo saying that's why, your father said this to you?
I don't even think it was that.
What do you think it was?
I think it was a build-up of everything that happened, and I had to stomach everything up until the last day. I don't even think there was a need for us to recommit that day, because it was clearly over. There was absolutely no need. And I also didn't know I also didn't know that I can say no on set. That, no, I don't want to do this. I didn't know that. So I was very compliant to a point where it was just sickening and annoying. Because I complied even when there was no need for me to comply. Here's a person, we signed the same contract. He's not complying. He comes with Bev. I come prepared because I'm compliant. I think I took my corporate culture on set, because in corporate, you just get work done. You are there, you signed a contract, you're there to work. Whether you like it or not, whether you like a certain task or not, you have to do it. Whether you feel like it or not, the show goes on. So I took the corporate culture mindset and I put it on set. But little did I know that on set, we're a bit more liberated. We can actually say, no, guys, can I please not do this? Or can I just walk away? Do I have to read this? I shouldn't have read that thing, to be honest. I shouldn't have. But then again, we live and learn. And when you know better, you do better.
And yeah, there was definitely a lot, a lot. And kudos to you guys for having the guts to put yourselves through a social experiment and have everybody watch and comment on what you did or did not do, say or did not say. How do you feel about the public? And when I say the public, it's not everybody, but there are some people who would say, Palesa's actually more toxic. Palesa is problematic and that you got off easy. How would you respond to that?
I would say, I'll always use this analogy, because my mother always used the same analogy growing up. And that's the same analogy that I held on to up until the day that we moved out. But recommitment, I don't think I had that analogy in mind. I wasn't holding on to it. My mother would always say, Palesa, if you find 2 people fighting outside, what are you going to do? You are going to get in the middle, tell them to stop. They'll both be telling this one did this and the other one will be saying this one did that. But at the end of the day, you don't want to hear it because they're all making noise. They're both as guilty and just as toxic. They must just stop it. But if you find one person doing the hitting and the other one doing the shielding and taking the beatings, you're going to deal with the one that's doing the beatings. That has the shambok. So don't be the person that is don't meet that person where they are. And I think I held on to that.
What would you take accountability for? What would you say, you know what, Relebogile, after everything, including the reunion, I would take accountability for X or Y or Z?
After everything, I take accountability, 1, not speaking out. 2, certain things that I said to people that I shouldn't have said. That it wasn't my place. 3, at the reunion, sometimes silence is golden. I don't always have to go and give you paragraphs and elaborate on details that don't even matter. Sometimes a sentence is okay. Sometimes for me, I just need to nip it in the bud and give you a standard answer, and that's it. Because the thing about television is that if I am having a conversation with you as a friend, let's say you're my friend, as a friend, if I'm having a conversation with you, I can make mistakes. I can say things, but I won't trend, right? But being mindful is, I think that's my key lesson as well. Being mindful and being cognizant of the ripple effect of everything that is going to come out of my mouth. And me being mindful, because at first I would focus on the cameras. Oh, the cameras are on. And I don't pay attention to what I'm saying. But now that I'm paying attention to what I'm saying, I don't care about the cameras. Because now I'm very much cognizant. I'm hearing you as you speak. I'm not nervous. I'm calm. And I know exactly how to respond. And that for me was a learning point.
Do you think you put on a show in the sense of knowing the cameras are there and who you were is not who you are?
No, not even. Not even. I think nervousness came into play. Not being cognizant and not thinking and just blurting out things. That definitely came into play, because there are a lot of things that, like me saying he's hungry, I shouldn't have said that, even though I'm thinking it. And to be honest, sometimes it is true, you know, because I've stayed with you. I know that you eat at these times. It is true, but I don't have to say it. So just simply blurting out things and saying things, that is not good. Whether they are right or wrong, I think tact is something that I need to learn. Tact.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Tsepo went to a podcast and shared, you know, his side. Obviously at the reunion, you were there, where there's many things that he felt he didn't want to speak on in that space. Based on what he has put out publicly since, is there anything you want to clarify? I mean, there's the part of you controlling him, calling exes, telling him not to speak to the production ladies. I won't remember everything verbatim, but I'm sure you're aware.
I saw skits there and there. Okay, let's start with...
Wait, are you talking about the cartoon videos?
No, not the cartoon.
Oh my gosh!
Those are so cute. Oh my goodness.
I feel like it needs to be a series now. They need to just continue.
That person did a part 1 and people were like, we want part 2. Part 2 came,
was
like,
saying
we
to
want
him,
part
like,
3.
who took the time to do this? Okay.
Never, ever.
Listen, you must know you've made it if people are doing skits of you and taking the time to create a whole cartoon series of you.
That's actually, it looks like it's time consuming, so yeah, I'll take that. I've never controlled Tsepo. I've just tried to help him navigate around women, and I'll tell you how.
Yeah.
Tsepo's fought with so many women on set, including one of the directors, you know, fought with Makoto, that woman, the CEO, right? And then I said, because you don't know, you come on too strong on women, right? I don't want to say he's a misogynist, but that element, it crossed my mind sometimes. Okay, you know what, actually he is. Tsepo doesn't interact well with women because it always ends up in him. I think that conversation, we had it after they held a meeting after he chased out the whole cast outside of where we were shooting. And he said, get out, right? And then we had a meeting.
This is not something we saw on camera.
No, you didn't see that on camera. And then they held a meeting and the CEO was there. And after that meeting, he felt like I cannot be told by a woman what to do. So we were filming at Kuzima, I remember. And they have like a unisex bathroom there. So he was there, the CEO was there, was a female. And they almost had like a bloodbath in there. So do I just keep quiet? And I had to sit him down to say, hey, listen, a few more weeks and then we don't have to deal with these people.
So it had nothing to do with control and jealousy, is what you're saying?
No, it had nothing. Let's do this by process of elimination, because I saw an article where he said, I didn't want him to speak to other cast members, not just production. Okay, there's Portia, there's Nelly, there's Makoto. Makoto is out. because Makoto is too strong and him and Tepo don't get along.
You mean Makoto and Tepo don't get along?
No, Makoto and Tepo don't get along. Portia, if he was paired with Portia would have probably left him at the altar because Portia is so much into looks. Nelisa is so in love with Themba. They are both in love with each other. So there was no threat there. So even if if you check who, nobody. So there was no need for me to say that. One thing that I've learned is that Tepo will always, victimize himself. Like he'll give you a card and say, oh no, she took my bank card. He'll volunteer and give you and then say, oh no, she did this. Those are not things that you complain about. Those are things that you talk about. You know, even if you want to undo the giving, you talk to the same person. You did the giving, do the ungiving and talk to them and state your reasons why. So I think I was married before. I know how to have uncomfortable conversations and still laugh after that. It wouldn't have been a problem at all. But I'm so much against him painting a narrative that I'm controlling and I'm whatnot. And then the phone call won.
Wait, which phone call? To the workplace?
To the workplace, yes. I went to production and I said, production, this man is always whispering. I went to one director or producer, I don't know how to classify her. And I said, the same one that Tepo fought with when we were filming. I said, this person is always whispering. This person is always out and about. And can you release him from the contract? That was my request.
Oh.
And they said, no, we can't because we don't have proof.
Wait, so release him from the contract as in, if he doesn't want to still be married to me, let him go.
Because it beats the whole purpose of being on this experience if he is out there trying out with other people. There's nothing wrong with him trying out with other people, but there's everything wrong with him trying out and also wanting to be here. Wasting my time, I'm away from my son, I am here. So I asked them, can you please release this person from the contract? They said, bring proof. I did not have proof. But when I saw that name and surname on the thingy, I said, I've got a name and surname. Can you please investigate this matter? No. You bring it, discuss with him, and then bring us proof, and then we'll release him. That's how the phone call happened.
I got you. And this is the part that you explained at the reunion to say,
yes,
you knew the name,
yes,
he said colleague, you called the work, and it was not that.
Yeah, and it wasn't a dramatic phone call, like everyone makes it out to be. I was forced to do it because I wanted to get out of the experience or be released from the contract. Nobody has ever left a reality show midway. I don't know anybody to this day, especially Married at First Sight under that franchise. I don't know. In South Africa. So I would have been the first. And it has never happened before. So I couldn't say, release me just like you release so-and-so. I couldn't say that. So if they say, bring proof, you call, Relebogile Mabotja, we don't have a Relebogile Mabotja here. That's all the proof I needed. And then I gave it to them. And after giving it to them, they said, I thought when Ostabang came in that day, it was going to be a matter of, hi, mister, we have found out that they were going to investigate. I thought they were going to investigate because clearly background checks were not done to that extent. You know, they just took it that people are here because they want love and they're very intentional and they're here for the right reasons, which is fine. I understand. And I also wouldn't blame them that much because I know how manipulative he can be. So I'll let that slide. But now that I'm here and I'm saying this person is doing A, B, C, D, please release me from the contract. When she came that day, I thought she was going to end this thing and, you know, we are both released from the contract because obviously I can't be there if I don't have a partner that I'm paired with. Okay,
and I hear you on that. What happened after the apology and you guys were in the car and it was the don't touch me situation? What happened there from your side?
Okay, so we were at Melville. Was it Melville? I can't remember. At the Zebra something.
This was after you guys met with your friend.
My friend Gateko, yes.
Yes.
And obviously there was never participation from his side.
You mean like in the conversation, in the what?
No, in him bringing his people.
Oh,
friends,
okay, yes, nobody, because it was supposed to be friends meeting friends.
Yes, yeah.
What was his reason that they couldn't come?
He said there was an emergency somebody, I don't know what happened to the wife, and the friend had to attend to it. That's why on the scene I said, I'm not surprised. What I wanted to do was to make sure that I stick to what I adhere to everything. If they say bring a friend, like I said, corporate mindset, I would always adhere and be very much compliant. So that day when we left, I said to him, we don't have much time left. Nah, let's just be cordial. It's very clear to me that you don't want to be a part of this. I also feel like I settled simply because you are ready to get married, but clearly you are not. So there's no need for us to do all of this. And it was a conversation. It wasn't a fight, right?
I have to just quickly remind myself the timeline so I'm not making a mistake.
Okay.
So you met with the friend, right?
Yes.
But then at the day at the pedal courts was when he apologized to you. Remember there was the apology.
That was before we met with Nkateko.
Was it?
The pedal court happened.
Oh,
and
yes,
it was
yes.
a fake
Okay.
apology
I got
to
you.
save his image because Bongani had already asked about the abuse. And
I got
after that
you.
question was asked, I got the best treatment because, and it was for people, it wasn't for me. It was, look, I'm not an abuser. I'm treating her this way. For that week, I got not the best, but like a decent treatment, like, because all the time he was just inhumane. So for him, that was the best, according to him, because being inhumane is normal. Yes. So when we were in the car, he stopped behind production's car, and I asked what's happening. He said, I just need to talk to them. And I was like, okay. I sat in the car, and then he came back, and I said, what are we waiting for? And then what did he say? He said, no, they just need to follow us. And I said, we are working tomorrow. Can we please go? These people have got GPS, they've got Waze, they've got maps. Can we just go? And then we left. If we were indeed fighting, he would have left me there because the production car was already there.
Yeah.
So in the car, and I'm so upset that they did not play that recording because I know that, I don't want to call her by name, but the other producer was recording the conversation. So we're in the car, we're driving on the freeway. We're literally 15 minutes from home. And then I decided, we're listening to music. We spoke then.
And you're cordial at this time?
We're very much cordial. I decide to check my phone. And I see probably 10 missed calls from the director that we're shooting with. And then I call. I'm worried because I firstly checked, do I have all my belongings here? Maybe I left something, but my phone is here. And that's like, whatever it is that I left, it can wait. So I called back and I said, hi, Palesa, you okay? I'm like, yes, I'm okay. What's happening? Now I'm thinking she's not okay or they're not okay because we left crew there because they still have to pack up.
Yeah.
And you know how long it takes. So then they're like, no, this person says he wants you out of the car. And I was like, nope. I don't know anything about that, but I'll ask him. She said she recorded that. I wish it would have been played. And I said, I'll ask him. When I was asking him, I asked him, did you tell production that, because that clip, I think he cut, because he was the one recording. He cut where I said, did you tell production? What do you mean? And then I got angry and I said, but when I get angry, I didn't get angry to a point where I was in disbelief more than anything, right? And I said, you are such a monster, Tepo. I can't believe it. I'm not safe. Please drop me off at the nearest garage. He's not the one that said he wants to drop me off or call production to say he's dropping me off. No.
Because you were saying you were checking if there's a mic because of how you speak to him and you wanted to check that you are not being recorded.
Okay, I'll explain that. So when because he knew that he was recording, I kept asking him, did you tell production that you want me out of the car? He kept quiet because he's recording. And then I kept asking, what is this? What is happening? All of that was edited out. Not by production. He probably edited the voice note before he sent it. And then I asked him, because I'm thinking, this is a reality show. This is probably a scene that I don't know of. And then I asked him, are you mic'd? It wasn't because there's something that on and off camera, I remained consistent. I was never any different. If I was, Tepo is such a spoiled person. If I ever did anything, you guys would have known by episode 6 or 7 or 5. not at recommitment. That reaction that he saw that day, it was the very first time. In the car, and we did our OTFs that day. If
OTF is a TV term for on the fly, just so I can explain. On the fly is basically when you're doing something, you will get pulled aside to just speak on whatever.
Yes, but to set the record straight, he did not call production. He called production. I wasn't aware, but I'm the one that asked him to drop me off at the garage because I felt like I don't know who this person is. I'm with you. We're listening to music. We're driving home. Kanti, you're busy telling people that you want me out of the car. That just felt weird. You can just imagine.
What happened to the conversation about having a baby?
Oh, he was pressing. He was pressing and he looked very much convincing.
Were you at the time considering it?
I was because, I mean...
You were in love.
I wouldn't say, it was only 2 weeks into it, 3 weeks into it. I wouldn't call it love, but it was escalating to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think at any time he was in love with you, into you, wanted to be with you?
I think he pretended well.
So you don't think
I don't.
There was anything real from his side?
There was nothing real from his side, but he pretended well. And because I'm thinking that we all came here with the right intention in mind, I believed the play. Okay. I believed the act. I believed the mask up until it fell.
What, if anything else, would you like to share with everyone watching right now? It can be about yourself. It can be clarifying anything that's been spoken about publicly. It can be anything.
I think the only thing that I want to clarify, which a friend of mine called me about, I didn't watch it. To this day, I haven't watched it.
Watched what?
Watched the, sorry.
The podcast.
The podcast.
Yes, that's supported the interview.
Yes. They did extend an interview. The same podcast extended an interview, but I felt like contractually I shouldn't be talking about this because we hadn't shot the reunion.
Yes.
So he went ahead and shot that thing before the reunion. But a friend of mine called me and said, he said, you were just spending his money and you did not want to use any of, and that is not true. Because I'm a numbers girl. For the fact that we did a budget and we disclosed our earnings and we sat down and went through all our expenses, it means that I was willing to come to the party. I was willing to contribute. I did contribute. I did do certain things. But production made life very easy for us because they got us food. We got to the apartments. The fridge was stocked up. So we only bought much later.
Yes.
So this conversation about him spending, there's really little to nothing to write home about. It's just a picture that he's trying to paint that he is the provider. Maybe he wants to access certain, I don't know, whatever. I don't know what the goal is, but it's wrong. It's just wrong. Things were provided for us. Food was provided for us. We were comfortable. We were always shooting. When you're shooting, we're always in restaurants. We're eating there. We're dining out. There was no need for us to spend there at the apartments unless you wanted to go over and above. So it almost came as if you wanted to paint me like a slay queen or somebody that just wants to be spent on, and that is not the case. Even in my previous marriage, that was never ever the case. So that's one thing that I didn't appreciate. And I would have held on to my money and said, you spend, I'm not going to show you. According to you, I'm volunteering at work.
Okay, I hear you.
But the fact that we got to that level of disclosing and doing I know all his expenses.
Yes.
As right now, I know how much he earns. I know his expense. He knows mine as well. So we had that conversation, and we said, because we already have certain things taken care of, we already did a budget for the following month and said this is how we're going to split things. So that narrative is wrong, and I'm correcting it right now.
What happened with Saul? I saw a clip that Saul's like, I know her. But almost Shonisa babes, and that you really want to go to their podcast.
Their podcast.
Are you going to go to their podcast?
No.
Are you chonising?
No, I'm not chonising.
Where Chonisa?
No. You know what? Before Married at First Sight, I've always known people in the industry, even though I'm not in the industry.
Yeah.
And that's a part of my life that I've remained to keep very private.
Yes.
Because I never wanted to ride on anybody's wave.
Yeah.
So Sol and I have got a mutual friend, and they happen to be working together.
Yes.
And it had been like 4 months after someone called me saying that they have an emergency, and it was just a friend borrowing a friend, not a machoni salo, but you know Sol and his banter.
So wait, is Sol lying?
No, I'm not a machoni salo. She's definitely lying.
Because I'm like, girl,
exaggerated.
I need $2 million.
No,
USD.
I'm not a bank.
Okay.
He
so
was
you're not
exaggerating.
Chonisi?
No.
Would you accept an invitation to the show?
Much later, I would, for not to discuss Married at First Sight.
Yeah.
I think the show is very banter, like, let's go with the flow, let's laugh. But I think the issues that I had on Married at First Sight, if I ever had to discuss them, it wouldn't be on that platform, because I don't think they would take them as serious as I want them to be.
So why did you say yes to this podcast?
I said yes to this podcast because I've always been a fan. My favorite interview lately was the one of Coco Dineo. Loved it. I think I watched it twice.
Wow.
So yeah. So that's why I said yes.
Okay. And then finally,
yes,
please give me your home address. I'm sending you a package of lemon creams. Why did you eat the last one? Just tell us. Why did you eat the last one?
I was making space.
Palesa, for what?
I was from the shops. I had to make space.
Were you making space for other lemon creams?
No, for more things to put
but
in the
not
cupboard.
Lemon creams.
We have to change. But if you notice, actually, let me just backtrack a bit. The diet conversation came when Tepo told me that he was once admitted because his heart stopped.
Oh.
So it was from a level, from a point of care.
Yes.
From a perspective of, I care about you, I don't want that to happen again. And
did you guys speak about dieting and weight and stuff like that?
Yes, but it came from him telling me that his biggest fear is his heart stopping again.
I got you.
So I was like, okay, we can't allow that to happen. How about we start eating salads and lots of meat? Like, you're not limited to one piece. You can have 100 pieces if you want. But let's get rid of starch and let's do salads. And he was like, all systems go.
So you were helping him eating the lemon cream? Guys, she was helping him. Oh, man, Palesa Yazin.
Maybe, a big maybe.
Maya Anjalo. Listen, you have the country. Oh, God. Guys, please donate to the Lemon Cream Fund. Link down below. Thank you for coming.
What is
next for you? What is next for you?
What's next for me is definitely journey back to Palesa. Yeah, doing everything that Palesa always wanted to do as a child. Talking more, using my voice more. I think that's what I'm focused on right now. And solidifying my relationship with God. Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for accepting
much.
the invite. Thank you for speaking on it. And I really hope, of course, that you and your son continue to grow, heal, all of those things in love, your relationship with your parents.
Thank you.
And that love is on the cards in the future.
Absolutely, without a doubt. Thank you.
Bakers, you need to send the lemon creams box.
I actually
for
got
in the
a
meantime.
hamper.
They sent you. I knew it.
They sent me a
They
hamper.
sent you. Did you post it?
I did post it, but yeah.
How did we... Listen, all I can say is, even the nails are lemon creaming today. She's like, I'm going to show them.
But a yellow, yes.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Relebogile Mabotja podcast. Comment down below. Maybe Palesa will answer some of your questions. We shall see. And subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let us know who else you'd like to see on the podcast. Until next time, bye.